My name Pyrex came from a cooking utensil, and used Pyrex to put cocaine in to whip it up and to make crack. And I started freestyling at age 14, but it was all, you know, stuff that was glorifying drugs, sex, hurting people, influencing people, dropping out of school, fighting, shooting dice. I mean, stuff that just was a regular street thing was common. I remember like it was yesterday. I still remember hearing my mother scream, me running into the living room, seeing my daddy putting her head in the washing machine, trying to close it on her face. And when my daddy came to what we were doing, you know, he felt like he had to do something about it. So, you know, he was abusing me and my brother, choking us till we couldn't do nothing about it. I became a gangster disciple. I was in the streets selling drugs, committing sin, sipping drink, smoking weed, sniffing cocaine, smoking water, ecstasy. I did it all. Having sex at an early age of 14 years old, packing pistols, shooting at people, getting shot at, gang fights. I caught my first felony at age 16, stealing cars on the north side of Houston. But I caught my first drug case at age 17 and was headed to prison on a 3-year term. I got straight out, started back selling drugs again, and then I went back to prison. And prison was super duper hard for me. It was hard, number one, because I was a white boy in a black organization that I represented. The white boys wanted to test me. The black guys like, man, is this white boy stiff enough? So I had to go through that stuff. I had to fight. I had to see where your heart was, to see if you really about that life. I had to prove a point. I was always having to prove a point. And people always thought, you know, like this something was weak about a white person or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, ain't nothing weak about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna prove it to you. When I was in the street, I was the same thing in prison, both times. There was times where I didn't have nothing. The people that you think was gonna support you or your family or whatever, it gets hard out there. And it was 10.5 months straight where I didn't have nothing. When I believed in trying to do right, it was like people looking at me like my pride got in my way, where I didn't want to follow God even though I knew who he was. But what really made me see Jesus is when I was at Clemens Unit. This one individual guy came up there and his name was Trey 9. And at first I wasn't just feeling going to, it was a 3-day thing, but I went in there. And when you hear Christian music, when people say Christian rap, it turns you away. I saw them do what they do at the ceremony, and for them to be doing the same type of music, the same roughings, the same stuff, but more inspirational, more stuff, it just like, wow, man, these boys rapping Jesus, and it's look tight like this. I'm liking that, I'm digging that. Since I took Jesus in my life, I'm a better man, I'm a better husband. Tell my wife, I have a job now, I'm getting legal money, I'm happy all the time, I'm drug free, and it all happened over a period of time, from where I was to where I am now, and it's beautiful to me. I'm ready to share my story. My music is more inspirational, it's glorifying God, it's glorifying making a change, and I'm a father to my child now. I don't have to father him through a letter. I don't have to see pictures of him no more. I'm here witnessing it, taking him to football practice, being there for him. All the guys that I run with from before, I'm still running with them now, and I'm more of an influence in their life now. They're changing their ways. They're putting down the drugs and picking up a Bible, trying to understand it instead of just reading it. I have a church home now, Life Path Church. I even teach Sunday school. And I have a whole new circle of friends there. Guys that's in my life that's walking with me, as Trey 9 was walking with me and is still walking with me, and was the same people that helped me get a job. The old me is gone. The new me is right now. Follower of Christ, disciple of the streets, coming to you.
Disciple the Streets Concert and Conference. What will we do? Disciple the Streets, also known as DTS, is on a mission to gather unreached people from broken backgrounds and tough neighborhoods to introduce them to the message of Christ. Using music as the bait, Disciple the Streets will fish for these lost souls, and after they commit their lives to Christ, DTS will follow up with discipleship and evangelism training. Training will be simple, reproducible, and challenge them to share their testimony to others immediately.
We're also going to take the video testimonies from those that give their life to Christ, and share these street stories of God changing people's lives, just like the woman at the well account, or the demoniac possession, his account of getting delivered. We want to take all these stories and put them on the internet so that it'll be viral, to minister to thousands, you know, through media sites and our own site as well.
Through the prayers and the financial support of those who desire to reach the streets, Discipleless Streets will lead a 12 neighborhood mission through the roughest parts of Houston, Texas. They will use professional sound, lighting, and media equipment, accompanied by an aggressive promotional campaign to bring a professional quality event and training conference that will take place over the course of 2 days.
But we also want to set up DTS Body of Christ gatherings in these communities, so that way people can have continual support and discipleship even after we're gone from the concert and the conference. So I'm really excited to be planting missionaries in these neighborhoods to continue with discipleship and gathering the body of Christ and raising up an army, because that's what we want to do, is raise up an army.
Why we are doing it.
We're doing this to recruit an army of fully devoted followers, learners, and imitators of Jesus Christ that'll go into the streets and be aggressive at reaching the streets.
It is time to start spiritually impacting inmate recidivism rates, youth crime statistics, violence, sexual assaults, and other problems that exist in these dark areas.
It's time to set the captives free, go into these dark areas where this demonic activity is going on, and be a light and offer hope that's only found in Jesus Christ.
Both Trey9 and Pyrex are passionate about reaching the urban culture and training up leaders to multiply disciples, therefore raising up an army of soldiers for God to go to the darkest areas. When will we do it?
We didn't waste no time. We've already gotten started. In August, Life Path Church hosted one of these concerts, these DTS concerts, and that's in the Cypress Katy area.
Hey, I'm Elliot Scott. I'm the pastor of Life Path Church, and we recently had Pyrex and Trey9 from Hip Hop Hope come and do a concert for us at the church. It was wonderful. The whole neighborhood showed up. The place was packed. We had a lot of people in church that don't normally come to church, any church. And we had a lot of people come forward to receive Christ. We had a lot of people rededicate themselves to the Lord. And we've gotten a boost in our youth group with more kids coming to the youth group. It was a really great event, and I just want to say it's something that any church would want to do, because it really showed the community that we care about them and that this is a place for them.
In the end, several gave their life to Jesus and recommitted their life to Christ. That's what it's all about.
Discipleless Streets Concert and Conference will take place each month. Where will we do it? The goal is to host DTS in neutral locations such as community centers, ballrooms, concert venues, and other neutral locations. However, it will not be limited to these locations. If churches embrace the vision, DTS would welcome the use of their facilities. Who will do it? Utilizing Trey9's 15-year outreach and ministry experience and Pyrex's 15-year street life and incarceration experience, the conference will be one of a kind.
It will attract both non-believers and believers, both of which will offer training for the next day in the DTS workshops.
How much? The goal is to raise $24,000 to cover all expenses for the entire year. How to give. If you'd like to donate, mail checks to Eyes on Me, Inc., P.O. Box 292, Humble, Texas 77338, or pay online at www.alleyesonmeinc.com. Once there, click the donate button on the homepage. Also, you can send a PayPal payment to eom_inc@yahoo.com. Keep in mind, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. All donations are tax deductible. Thank you for your support.
I'm a missionary to the streets now, and there's a lot of brothers and sisters just like me. And I feel it's my calling right now to go get them, to teach them how to follow God, just like Trey9 taught me. By my story, my testimony, what I've been through, what I can relate to, I can reach these streets. And because of Trey 9 reaching out to me, I'm gonna reach them, and we're gonna do it together.